It's only my opinion. Coffee milk.
All right. So my favorite part of the show is here, guys. It is time for you and Bianca to convince me of some things in this world. I'm a very unsure
really
person.
hard.
Huh?
This is harder than I thought. Also,
love it.
more or less
I won the last one, folks.
So, if you guys don't know what this game is, I have three things. I have something that has to do with food, an artist, and a miscellaneous thing. And Jake and Bianca have to convince me, or they have to convince me they have to convince me to get the thing or be part of the thing or not. So it
Pro
depends
or
on
con. One of us is going to be pro the thing, one of us is going to be con the thing, correct?
You did a way better job explaining it than I did. I don't know where my brain is going today. Thank you very much, Jake. I appreciate it. So Bianca, last week, were you pro or against? You were.
I was anti, so this week I can be pro.
All right,
I'll be
so you're
anti.
going to
Unless
be
you want to
pro,
keep the thing.
and Jake is going to be anti. So the first thing is food, and the first thing is bacon, guys. Bacon, bacon,
Right.
bacon. Bianca, you have to convince me why bacon is great. Why should I buy bacon when I go to the grocery store? And Jacob, you're going to be anti. So think about your stuff. Bianca, I'm going to. Oh man, You know what I should have done previously before I started this? Timer. Should have got a timer. My timer thing going. Shoot, I'm not gonna be able to do it, but I'll do it in my head. All right, so I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. You're gonna have 10 seconds to convince me. Actually, 15 seconds. 15 seconds to convince me why I should get bacon. You ready?
Yes.
Go.
Bacon goes with everything. It goes with vegetables. It goes with starches. It is so delicious. It's smoky. You can make it in many different ways. You can chop it up. You can put that bitch in a salad. You can just eat it the way it comes. You can have it more crispy. You can have it softer. You can make it to your liking. There's also different flavors. You can have it with maple. You can have it hickory smoked. There's so many different ways that you can have bacon, and the texture in your mouth and the flavor is like no other. It brings that umami, which is just that flavor that you just can't put your, you know what I mean? You just can't quite grasp, but it's just so good.
Thank you very much, Bianca. All right, cool. The umami, I like that. All right, Jake, please tell me why I shouldn't eat bacon. Like, what's
Okay, this is an easy question. Bacon is the crack cocaine of food. It's a lot of fun, but it's no good for you. It's filled with the bad kind of fats that make your heart stop. But the most important thing is that cured meat with nitrates, which bacon is the most prominent member of that category, cause colorectal cancer, which means, in other words, asshole cancer. If you don't want in the next 30 to 40 years to have some sort of doctor bent over your butthole cutting out a cancerous body, you might want to not eat bacon.
All right, thank you very much, Jake. Oh man, I let me say this from the get-go. Bianca, you really had me. The edamame or udamami, like I was loving it. You were describing the flavors. I was dancing. I was like, yes, I love all those flavors. But then Jake with the trump card, man, the whole butt thing, like up in my butt with the butt cancer, like that affects me. You know, I really don't like things around that area. And if I'm gonna eat something that's gonna cause,
you try it.
Huh?
Nothing.
You say it's awesome if you try it.
Don't knock it if you try. Have you ever tried? Don't knock it till you try it.
Oh.
For men, that's what I've heard.
Okay. Even with that recommendation, Bianca, I'm still gonna have to give it to Jake just because of the whole butt stuff. Like, yeah.
I just want to say, real talk, I love bacon. I'm like, damn the torpedoes. Every meal, I put the chopped up bacon and everything. I'm just gonna have to get a new butthole.
Dude, I really thought that you were gonna say on the real, I love butt stuff.
I mean,
I was getting ready for that.
Talk to me after the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Jake, you're gonna.
Every time you upload a YouTube video, you have to check a box. Is this video made for kids? And I'm always like, no.
No.
We talked about prostate.
All right, we're gonna move on to the second one, which is artists. Jake, you're gonna go first in this. So be prepared. Artist is going to be Lady Gaga. Jake, you have to convince me why Lady Gaga is awful, why I shouldn't listen to Lady Gaga. Bianca, you're gonna have to convince me why I should. You know, what about her music hits or slaps, as the kids say these days. So we're gonna start first with Jake. Please convince me why I should not listen to Lady Gaga.
All right, if you want to listen to Lady Gaga's best album, listen to some mid-career Madonna. She's completely derivative of like my homegirl Madonna, and she's also like her voice isn't that good. Compare her to any other R&B singer, and I just feel like her chops aren't there. And also, I feel like because of all this, because she's kind of basically just Madonna a generation later, because she's not as good as a lot of other R&B singers out there, she always has to rely on like covering herself with meat costumes and stuff.
Right.
It's not really that into her. I think she's kind of gimmicky. I think there's better folks out there.
I hear you with the whole meat thing. I get that. What about you, Bianca? Why should I ignore everything Jake say and just buy a Lady Gaga album right now?
Lady Gaga's songs just straight slap, and every and she has an excellent voice, and in some songs it's showcased and in others it's not, which also brings me to her great range. She can sing power ballads and she can also sing awesome pop songs. Rah, 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 rah. How do you make that lyric awesome? Lady Gaga did it.
Right.
I love that. I do this every time. And it's amazing. She makes you feel good in your own skin. She tells young people that they are good enough the way they are, and that's amazing. I love her message. Plus, she's for the gay.
Cool, man. All right, that both very good arguments. I do agree with Jake that, you know, with the whole meat stuff, like, especially in the beginning of her career, she was just a lot of like weird costumes. That threw me off. But I do agree with Bianca that her voice, she does have a nice, you know, power ballad voice, and the whole rah rah thing. I don't know, she made it work, right? It was a really good song. So from that though, I think the person that convinced me, I think it has to be Bianca. It was the dance. That is just classic, right? It's like, how do you do that and not remind people of Michael Jackson, right? You just do something like that and you're like, oh, Lady Gaga. And naturally you would think Michael Jackson, right? Thriller, but she took it. So I'm going to go with Lady Gaga on that one. So good job, Bianca. And last thing, Bianca, you're going to go first this time. This is the miscellaneous one. The Emmys. Bianca, please convince me why I should watch the Emmys that's coming up. And Jake, please tell me why I should ignore it. I should just turn my TV off as soon as I know it's coming on. So we're going to start with Jake first this time, right? Because Bianca started. Wait, who started first last time, wasn't it?
I think it was me.
Oh, okay. So Bianca, we're going to start with Bianca this time. So Bianca, please convince me.
Yeah, so the Emmys are great because it can tell you about all the great TV shows that you may have not heard about. So the great thing about watching the Emmys is it introduces you to things that you may not have watched before that you're now interested in because you
like what?
Learned about them. What?
I said, like what? What specifically?
Like, for example, you know, maybe you didn't know about Game of Thrones, and then it won some Emmys, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna check that out since it won a bunch of Emmys. Right. So it could be cool. And then boom, now you found your whole life. You now have an obsession with Game of Thrones, and that's great.
That is a good show to be obsessed with. Okay, cool. Jake, why should I avoid the Emmys?
Well, let me tell you a true story. When I heard the Emmys was the topic of this, I had to Google the Emmys to remember what it was about. The Emmy, all these award shows, they're whack and getting whacker. I remember when I was a little kid, my parents would have people over and we'd watch the Oscars together. I would not be caught dead doing that. My parents don't do that anymore. It's lame. MTV Movie Awards, maybe, but the Emmys, they're the redheaded stepchild of the award shows, and you're better off just like, you know, YouTubing puppies playing, I think.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. I think this is hella bias. Like this topic is hella biased because I hate the Emmys. So Jake was gonna win regardless.
I also
'Cause
hate the Emmys.
stupid.
It's so boring.
I mean,
So
I felt
dumb.
bad for Bianca. The Emmys, come on.
I did too.
The Oscars, maybe.
Yeah, the Oscars is somewhat cool, but like even that's boring sometimes.
Yeah, I wouldn't
like,
watch the Oscars, but I'd watch it before I watched the motherfucking Emmys.
Yeah, but music awards are fun because they have performers, right? Like, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
true, yeah.
those
Yes.
are fun because people put on these big shows and it's like going to like one of their concerts because you get to see them like with all the costumes and the dancers and all of that. But these TV and movie awards are so boring. Like, I just like to see the girls' dresses, to be honest, and like.
Even the Tonys, like they perform scenes from the play or from the
Oh,
musical
do
or
they? I
whatever.
never watched the Tonys.
Like,
I never watched it.
oh yeah, they do that. So
Well,
instead of like
that's more fun.
yeah, instead of like, you know how like MTV Awards or whatever, how they would have the performers. So it would be like the nominees or whatever of the plays, and they would like perform a musical act from the play that they're doing.
That's cool.
So.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, the Grammys kind of suck. Like, the Grammys never give the right people the award. But the MTV Music Awards are good. I fuck with them.
You know what was the lick this year? And I usually don't watch it. The BET Awards was fantastic. The way they did it, where they were all just like music videos. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
I didn't see it.
I've
enjoyed the BET
watched
Awards
it.
in the past.
Yeah, I got rid of my cable recently because I realized it was a huge waste of money and like
Yeah, me too.
nobody needs it anymore.
Yeah.
But it made me sad because I miss out on those types of award shows that I actually like. So
It's only my opinion. Coffee milk.